Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome everybody. Talos Mobius here, and I will adjust a bit my mic. It's been a good while since we last did this, so allow me to be a bit rusty. It's been quite a while since we last had a good interaction, actually since April, when we talked about Red Gundam. Now, what has happened during this time? Well, you see, my PC once again had issues, which was after a BIOS update, just everything seemed to screw up. Things like blue screens of death started popping up constantly for unknown reasons. Well, in that time, I decided to be a bit more creative. Since I had already ditched my previous job, I decided to become a forest ranger in training. Yes, you heard me right. Ever since then, I've been quite busy, focusing mostly on trying to get, a good job to make up for my sudden disappearance off the internet and from my secondary, very minute but still existing income. Now, I will be honest, I did miss it quite a bit. I missed actually just playing games and just talking about my favorite games. But I've also gotten quite a bit more fatigued over time, and I don't have as much time as I used to have. Especially not as much free time as I used to have, should I specify. Now, as you noticed, today I'm on my own because this just came out of nowhere. I had not really planned to do this, but I managed to fix my PC on my own 6 months later. 6 months later, but 6 months too late, one would say. Regardless, we're back in action, and I just wanted to inform you that we're back. In the meantime, I would like to talk about a few things, like how the channel will progress on and how things may happen. Now, the updates might not be weekly like they used to. For an example, while I do still intend to do some videos about how, new suits came out, especially since the Wing came out, a lot of the Crossbones came out in my absence. A lot of just stuff, even the Destiny this past week. Incredible additions, one after the other. Additions that I was very much looking forward to. Now, I will eventually make a comparison of what I had predicted for some of the suits that come out from the AU versus what they actually got. I will be honest, things like the Destiny and the Wing Zero Endless Worlds are incredibly fun. I did not expect to be having as much fun with them as I do, but I have acquired both of them and I'm quite happy with them. Now, I will be honest, again, due to the reduced time, I don't have as many mats as I used to, but since I still have been able to play mats from time to time, you will get a few nice Thundering Thursdays soon. Thundering Thursdays that might be fun, to put it lightly, might be just over the top, might be just silly little things. Might get Mad Mondays again, where, they're a bit more memey, not so much really anything interesting other than some dumb and clutch moments where you just get to see some really fun things, some incredible hits, just, absolute fun things to watch. Not necessarily professional gameplay, especially since I'm not playing anymore as... Saying that I'm not playing as competitively as I used to is false, but I don't have as much time to constantly keep practicing like I used to keep playing online matches and things of the sort. I do hope that you don't mind the change in that. I might eventually, once things calm down a bit, especially with my training, get back into full-time making mobile suit breakdowns, such as, the full stats. And especially for big release suits, I will do that. For an example, if the Destiny had not been out for half a week now, I would certainly break it down. But honestly, you can go to the Japanese wiki for an example, or you can watch many other creators that certainly showcase and may even break down mobile suit themselves. A few examples being Avenger and Red Wolfion, and people that overall still play and care about how the game is going. I'm not your only source of gameplay by a long run, nor am I gonna be your only source of how to play suits good. Things will be changing as well. I'm trying to be a bit more positive than what I used to be, not as much complaining, have a bit more fun, enjoy the game, because that's what the games are really all about, and especially with how much less time I have, I gotta say I feel that a lot more, where you wanna play a game to play the game, not to be mad at it, not to be upset at it. You get the concept. We are a we're in an era where people get upset all the time, and I think that it's not really necessary. So what you're gonna be watching is a few scenes from gameplay that are a lot more fun. You're gonna be seeing a lot more games than you've seen. You will. There's gonna still be GBO2, but we might see some Demon X Machina, some Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe Space Marine 2. A large variety of games that I would like to introduce to this. Even if I'm not playing it like a really good player, you just get to watch pretty much a dude going through early midlife crisis, I guess. In terms of how well I will be playing, things like Vampire Survivors, Warframe, For Honor, Dying Light the Beast, Need for Speed Heat, things that I just play to have fun. Even sillier things like Gundam Breaker 4, which I still do absolutely adore. I hope that you don't mind the sudden change in content. I will more than understand it. Things that will be returning for sure are things like the Colony Drop podcast with the boys, Goose, Rogue, and Sneaky-sama. Look forward to that. Things are gonna be going back to normal somewhat. Things change in half a year. A lot of people change, but I hope that those changes are for the better rather than the worst. I still intend to fully also try to do some very unique content for a Patreon, which I still have. I know that for those past 6 months there wasn't really anything special going on there, and I intend to change that, especially as I'm going more into my training as a forest ranger. Things like when we release hawks and things like that might pop up on the Patreon so that you can see some things from my real life. Not so much vlogging per se, but some really fun things that might just make you look at things differently, how people do things differently, how life is done differently. So I guess in a way that will be partially vlogging. I still intend to do special things for the Patreon, such as I'm aiming to make a very big project, which I was already writing by the time that my PC broke down originally, and that being a large mobile suit dive with the Unicorn, and Unicorn as a series, as it is my favorite series, in terms of the message that it says, at least the way that I interpret it, how I speak constantly about what I like to call the Beast of Possibility. And that's how I was constantly viewing even this game, to be fair. GBO2 in a way was my Beast of Possibility, because let's be honest, things like the Wing and AU units once upon a time were considered either a fever dream for some, a nightmare for others. But I gotta say, they've implemented them in such a nice way where some people even could say that they're looking forward to the next edition of AU units, myself included to those people, because I'm now curious. Things like the Barbatos and other units like Ajirbosi, since the new Order Hunt movie came out, maybe some nice reworks of some old units like the Xi and the Penelope, with a second movie of Hathaway. A lot of new reworks of old suits have also been happening. Like, the Jillian, all of the Jillians, not a specific Jillian, getting some love for the past few months, and things like that. I think that they're worth the time, the effort, and everything along the way. So if you want to see more, please do not hesitate to stick around. This channel will grow a bit more than just GBO2. Not because it's just a niche, but because I always wanted this channel to be about things that I love, not just one specific niche. Again, GBO2 will be still around, but you'll see probably more Gundam content as well. In my time of being away, I also focused on starting to build Gunpla. I have a large variety of Gunpla right beside me, actually, since I've been building them, and a lot more on the way still to be built. But yeah, this will be a hobby channel. I hope that you're all willing to stay for the ride. GBO2 will still be a very much part of it, especially weekly part of it, maybe through Thundering Thursdays, updates of the week, update announcements, like major releases such as let's be honest, the next anniversary is, if not for spring, for Springfest, next anniversary will be the era of victory. If not, it will be spring victory, and we might see some fun stuff during the anniversary beyond victory, because let's be honest, the sky is the limit now. And let us reach it together. Either way, that is all that I want to say. Enough of my rambling, and I'll see you all on the battlefield. Have a great day.